Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I have a big announcement for you. Before the announcement, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Cyril. This is my YouTube channel in which I'm sharing my knowledge in Oracle, Linux, and cloud infrastructure. In case you are new here, please do like and subscribe, and you can also go through my recording. You may find something that can help you in your day-to-day activity. Coming to the announcement, I would like to take one or two live demonstrations regarding this patching activity. In case you are interested, please do let me know in the comment section. I would like to know what's the release of your database and what's the release of your grid infrastructure. So just mention in the comment section like DB, let's say 12.1, and grid infrastructure, let's say 19C. In case you would like me to discuss about grid infrastructure patching 19C, you just mention grid 19C. If it is database patching 12C, just mention grid DB 12.1. Okay, so I will be reading the comment, and then depending on the number, I will announce you, I will inform you the planning and the date, the scheduled date of this live demonstration. Okay, coming to today's point, I'm going to discuss with you the July 2021 patches in the RAC environment. So today's session will be divided into four parts. The first part will be the download of July 2021 grid infrastructure and release update patches, and the second part will be the backup of the central inventory. So before doing anything, you need to take the backup of central inventory, take the backup of grid home, DB home, and then you take the database full backup. So these are the backup required for rollback in case you are facing any issue. So the third step, you will run the conflict check. You run the conflict check, and then you apply the grid infrastructure and RDBMS release update. Then at the end, you will apply the OJVM release update to the database home. So the last step will be the post implementation, in which we are running the Datapatch and we are recompiling invalid object and component. Then last, the upgrade of recovery catalog. If you are using the recovery catalog for your backup, you are required to upgrade the recovery catalog at the end. So with that being said, let me take you to the steps that I have prepared. The first one is already done. Download July 2021 grid infrastructure release update. So this is the patch number, and the OJVM release update, this is the number that I have downloaded. Let me show you on my PC. So here I have the location of my grid infrastructure release update. This is the grid infrastructure. This is the grid infrastructure release update. Okay, the number is 32895426. 32895426. So this is the grid infrastructure release update. It contains also the database release update. As you can see here in Metalink, this is the grid infrastructure release update July. The July grid infrastructure release update. So in this, you will find the database release update. So the database release update is included in this patch number, in this patch directory. So this is what I downloaded. You come here, you select the platform. I'm using Oracle Linux 64 bytes, so I will select Oracle line of 64 byte. I will select line of 65 byte, and then you hit download. When you hit download, you can just open the zip file here, and then the download will start. So I'm not going to do it here, it's already done. About OJVM, this is the OJVM July 2021 OJVM. This is the OJVM patch number. For this also, you need to select the platform. You select the platform and then you hit download. When you hit download, you will get the zip file here. You can click and download. This is already done. So I have downloaded all. When the download is done, you will go to you open the documentation. This is the Java release update documentation. You will go to grid infrastructure release update. So in the grid infrastructure release update, you will get the patch information here. And down you will have the patch installation and disinstallation. So when you open the 19C grid infrastructure release update, this is the grid infrastructure July release update. When you go to the documentation, you will find the prerequisite conflict check, how to run the conflict check on each patch number. These two patch numbers have to be applied on Oracle home if your database is 19C. So if your grid home is 19C and your database is 19C also, the first two patch number have to be applied on Oracle home as well. So these first two actually include the database release update. As you can see here, the first one is actually the database release update. So it can be applied only on DB home for non-RAC. So if you are a standalone machine, standalone database, single instance, you need to apply only this only on grid home, not on. So you need to apply only on database home. Okay. For non-RAC, you need to apply this patch number only on database home. You should not apply it on grid home. So for RAC environment, both DB home and DB and grid home for RAC setup. So the second one is OCW release update. The OCW release update should be applied on both DB home and grid home. So if you are using standalone, if it's a standalone database, you need to apply these 4 patches. If it is a RAC, you need to apply all on grid home, and then after you apply this, the first two on database home. If it is RAC. So the first patch number is the database release update. Let me take you to my steps here. So for grid, I'm applying all these patches because my environment is RAC database. So here I'm doing conflict check. Then next I'm applying to grid home. After applying to grid home, this will be applied to the database home. So here I need to give my database home, which is U02 19C 19.3 DB1. So this will be my database home. So these two patch number So the first two patch number, as I said before, have to be applied on Oracle Home as well. And last, this is the July 2021 OJVM Release update, which need to be applied on database home only. So, having explained all this, let me go connect to my machine. So here my OS is Oracle Linux 8.4. And this is a RAC database. The first instance is Pidoa DB1. The second instance is Pidoa DB2. RAC DB1, RAC OL8 RAC DB1, OL8 RAC DB2. So I have two instances on my RAC database. These are my ASM instances up and running, and this is the management database, which is also up and running, open. So the owner of the grid infrastructure is grid. Grid infrastructure. Now let's go to the steps, what to do. So as I said in my documentation that I prepare here, the first step is to take the backup of the central inventory and the grid infrastructure home and DB home, and also you need to take the full backup. So if you have a production environment, you will request the backup team to take the full backup of the database, or you can also take the VM snapshot if you are using a running on virtual machine. So for grid infrastructure home and DB home, you can take local backup, the tar backup of your grid infrastructure home and DB home on the server. You can take directly to the server. So I will show you here how to do it. So what I usually do is I connect as root. I go to U01. This is how I usually take the backup of my grid home. This is my grid home. iPhone Z CF U01 app. Then I give the date. Like today is 13 August 25. So this is how I take the backup of my U01, which is grid home. You do the same thing with Oracle home. Same thing. Sorry. So you do the same thing with Oracle home. So you can see my backup is going on. So I will cancel this because I don't need it, right? This is my test machine. I don't have enough space on my PC, so I will kill this. Kill also the grid home backup. This is how you can take the local backup. So this is how the second step will be done, by taking all the backups: central inventory, grid infrastructure, DB home, and DB full backup. So the second step is done. Remaining now the third step, which is running the config check and then applying the grid infrastructure and RDBMS release update. Then later the OJVM to the database home. Since we have taken all the backups, let us now go and run the prerequisite check. Let's run the config check. I will log in as grid. Now let's run this one by one. Okay, I will take this on. Prerequisite check. I run this. So the first one, the first patch is fine, succeed. First patch number. The second one also fine. The third one also fine. The fourth also correct. And the last one also. So we are good to go with grid installation on the first node. Let me check also the second node. Let me check also the second node. Login as grid. I run the same thing. I copy this. I run. You can see this is the second node. First prerequisite done. Succeed. Second also. Third also done. Fourth also fine. And the last one also done. So with this we are good to go for grid. Let me validate also the prerequisite for Oracle. Logging as Oracle. For Oracle we'll install these two. This for 19C. So we will check these two prerequisites. I run this too. So the first one also good. The second one fine also. Second node check also. Check from the second node. I run the two. Let me copy this. Here I run. This on the second node. First patch done successfully. So there is no conflict. And then the second one also successful, no conflict. Now let me check the OJVM prerequisite also. So first I will change directory to the OJVM patch number. I run these two. OJVM also good. Let me check on the first node. First node also good. Now we need to proceed with the patch. I will connect us. So the first step is to, before applying, we need to run the pre-patch command. This pre-patch has to be run as a root user. This will shut down all the resources and then it will unlock the grid infrastructure home. So I come here, my PC, I connect as root. Then I run the pre-patch command on the first node. So this will be the rolling patching. So when I'm doing the patch on the first node, the second node will be available to save our applications. So this is online activity. You don't require downtime. So I wish the first node will shut down all the resources, and then we apply the patch on the first node. During that time, the second node will be up and running. So grid infrastructure patch is an online activity, fully online. So here I will run pre-patch on the first node as a root user. So this will prepare your first node for patching activity. Let's check the current cluster patch version before the patch. So the patch, we are currently having the release update 11. So this is the current release update 11. This is actually April patch. If we apply, we are applying July patch, right? After applying July patch, this release will be updated to 12. So 19c.12. So our pre-patch is still going on. This will take time. So pre-patch completed successfully. As you can see, the grid infrastructure home is unlocked. Now we can apply the patch safely. Okay. If you check, the CRS is down. So all resources are down on this node. So on the second node, the database is accessible. Okay. So the second node database is open and allowing connection. We are patching the first node. Currently we are going to apply the start the patching on the first node. So I will first connect as grid user. We will first apply grid patches, the grid home. So what I will do, I will update the O patch. Okay, the grid home O patch. So this is how I'm doing it. I'm renaming the existing O patch currently available in the grid home. I'm renaming to July. Renaming to July, and then I will copy the latest O patch in my patch directory. I will copy to grid home. So let's update the O patch inventory here, the O patch utility here, running these two. So the O patch is successfully updated in the first node. Now let's apply the patch one by one. I will first copy the first one, copy this, I run this here. First patch is going on. Yes, enter. Yes, enter. So the first patch is done, first number is done. Let's proceed to the second one. Copy this, run here, enter. Let's copy the third one also, copy. Second one done. Let's run the third one. Copy this, copy. Yes, yes. This is done. Last step. Enter. Okay, you have already installed the same patch with the same version. Okay, this is correct. No need to do anything. This is already installed, so forget about this warning message. Now what we need to do, I will go to Oracle user, then I will apply also database release update patch. So for that I need to update, I will update the DB or patch. Okay, let me update that as Oracle user. Enter. Rename. Now I'm updating. Update. And then next, check again the prerequisite. If all fine, we'll run the first patch number. For Oracle prerequisites are good, so let's install the first patch number. Yes. Yes. This is done. Now let second one. This is done. Now we need to apply OJVM. Copy this. copy. This is done. So let's verify. History, grep -e, apply. There are from okay. We have the first release update, apply, second patch number, and then day or patch. Let's do the same thing from grid. If you have apply all, history, grep -e, apply, the iPhone 7. Okay, let's verify. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. So we have applied all on the first node. Now we need to run post patch on the first node. We are done with all patches on the first node. Remember, our second node is still up and running for the traffic. So this is the rolling patching. So here we need to run post patch. iPhone post patch. So we are running this post patch on the first node to complete the patch on the first node. So this will start again all the resources, and then it will lock the grid infrastructure. So post patch successfully completed. Now we can check if our cluster is up and running. Okay, our cluster is up on the first node. So this is done for the first node. We'll repeat all the same steps in the second node. Exit from here. Logging as root for post patch. So now second node, we will run pre-patch here. On pre-patch. So as you can see, the second node is in a rolling patch state. Okay. When we are done with the second node, it will be in the normal mode. If you check here, cluster is in rolling patch mode. Before the patch, when we run when you run pre-patch, it was in normal mode, normal state. So currently it's in rolling patch state. So when patch will be done, it will go to normal state. So the pre-patch is done for the second node. As you can see, successfully unlock the grid home. Now we need to log in as grid user and update the patch utility. I will go grid. Okay, we'll update the patch utility and I will start my patch first node. So this is the first patch number. I will run the first patch number, applying the first patch number. Yes. So the first patch done, I will post it on the second screen. Let me come here. I will run here. Copy the second one. Enter. Yes. Okay. Yes. Let me take the third patch number. Copy this. Okay. Second one done. Let's proceed with the third one. Yes. Yes. Third one done. Let's run this. Copy the last one. Copy. yes, enter, yes, enter. Successfully done. Now the last one, enter. So it will tell us that this is already applied, and then it will skip. Okay, the same thing it was on first node. So this is done with great infrastructure. Let's check history just to make sure that we have not forgotten any patch. 7. Okay, let's see 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is done because we have applied the first one from this terminal. This is the first patch, that first patch number we applied for this from this terminal only. So if this we are done with Grid Home, now let's move to Oracle Home. Let's move to Oracle Home, and first thing we rename this to July. Copy this, enter, and start applying. Yeah. First one done. Now let's run the second. So after this, we'll run the OJVM patch, the last one. Let's copy this. Prerequisite, we have already checked. So this. The last one, run this. Enter. Okay. Yes. Yes. So this is the OJVM that we are applying. So OJVM also done. With this, we are done with the patching on both nodes. Now we need to run also post patch on the second node. Run post patch on the second node. And then proceed with the post installation steps. So I'm running post patch here, second node. So as you can see, the post patch is installing our 3 patches. Okay, so total 3 patch will be installed. Currently no error here, no error, so we are good to go. So the patching tool is completing. Okay, so on the last node post patch, we will put the DB the cluster in the upgrade, in the normal mode, the normal state, and then we will update the registry. We run the Datapatch. We will internally run the Datapatch, which will update the registry with the new installer patch. So you see, this was our previous release 19.11. With July patch, we'll be running with 19.12. Okay, so the patch is completed. So start. Our cluster is up and running. Okay, now let's check. Let's check our cluster release now after patching. Okay, 19.12. So the release has been updated to 19.12. With this, we are done with the third step. So the first one done, the second one done, the third one done. The last part will be the post implementation step. So we will run the Datapatch utility and then we will check the invalid object, our component. Since I have not configured recovery catalog database in this cluster, we will not do this. Okay, so let's go and run the Datapatch utility. I go to my PC, come here. So what I will do, I will stop the instance on the second node. Sorry, ctm stop instance -d RDB -e Pidoa db2. So we will stop the instance on the second node. So the instance in the second node is stopped. You can check -d db. So the instance is not running on the second node, it's running on the first node only. Now what we'll do, before doing anything, we need to check invalid object and component. So currently we don't have any invalid object in our database. All our database, our components are valid. We will now go and cd or patch. So we need to change the directory to this. Okay, let me show you here. As part of the post installation steps, you need to go to where is that? We need to go to Oracle Home or Patch. Okay, first you start the DB in the cluster in the upgrade mode, and then you go to Oracle Home or Patch and you run Datapatch. So what we'll do, we'll set this two parameter. We disable the cluster mode, because to start the DB in upgrade mode, we need to disable the cluster mode. Okay, so I will run this. Run these two commands. Now I shut immediate. Then start up upgrade. So instance shut down. Now let's start it, upgrade mode. Okay, DB started, upgrade, select login from GV instance. You can see it started in restricted mode. Okay, now we will go and run our Datapatch utility. Datapatch variables. Run this. So remember, we are in the post installation steps after completing the patch on both nodes, grid patches and database home patch. We are now performing the post installation steps. So this will update the registry. Okay, so actually this will install two patches, the OJVM release update and the database release update. So these are the two patches which are going to be installed in our registry. So database release update and then the OJVM release update. So now our database release is 19.12. Okay. So the release update run successfully. Okay, now the patch failed. Let's run again. Let's try again and see. Run again patch, Datapatch, sorry. Now it runs successfully. Okay, so if you run first time it failed, you can try second time. You can see now the patch was installed successfully. So this is done. Now let us start our database. Come back here, connect Access DBA. We need to reset the DB back, the cluster mode. Okay, database cluster to true. Run these two and shut down the database. Let us verify if there is any invalid object. Okay. First we start up the DB. Start the database. Start database. Okay, this will start the database on both nodes. Start the database instance on both nodes. So you need to book the downtime for your data patch. Grid infrastructure patching is online activity, but the data patch, to apply the data patch, you need downtime because you are opening the database in restricted mode, right? No one will be able to connect. So you will book full downtime for post-implementation step, database post-implementation step. Okay, now let's check invalid object and component. There is no invalid object. All our components are valid. Now all our instances are open and allowing connections. Okay, so with this we can release the database to the application team. The database is ready to be used now. So with this we are done with the step 4, with the last step of this session. So last one done. So with this, we are closing with this recording session. Okay, please do like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. In case you don't know how to install Oracle Linux, you can go to my YouTube channel. Okay, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will find this, the database creation, the first video. Here you will find the applying, step-by-step applying July patch, the single instance node. Okay, so if you don't know how to apply the July patch on the standalone database, you can refer to this video in my YouTube channel. Okay, so you go to my YouTube channel and then you will find step by step applying July 2021 patches on 12C standalone database with 19C grid infrastructure. Here you will just need to, only the database is different, but the same way you will apply the patch in the green infrastructure, the same way we have done here. So refer to this video. If you have doubt, just leave a comment in the comment section, then I will be happy to help. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Ciao, bye.